Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on winning the National League South title.
Thank you.
I'm guessing it's now all sunk in and dust settled. What did you say to the players at the end of the 90 minutes?
I don't think I really got a chance to speak to him, to be honest, in terms of seriousness. It was just a celebration, wasn't it? It was more, I got a chance to speak to them after the game on Thursday when we knew we'd done it. And I think there's been an inevitability about it over the last few weeks. So it was just reiterating about how well they'd done, and that mantra has stayed throughout the season. That we've never been too high or too low. We've tried to keep an even keel. I think that's important, and it's just a case of reinforcing how good they've been as a group, individually, collectively. After the odd blip we've had, they've always bounced back. So it was just a case of, well done, you've been magnificent.
And that can be said about the club as well. It's had its little blip and it's on its way back up.
It's the first step. It's the first step. All we've done this year is do what we should have done. You know, there's no time for massive celebrations. We've celebrated over the weekend. It's now about next season for me, wanting to go again. When you taste that that success, you want to do it again. You want every season to be like that. So as a group, as a staff, it's now for us. We want to put things in place which mean that we have a chance to do that again next year.
Now we're going to Saturday's game away at Dover, and it's one of those games for both sides where it's on paper relatively pointless, but I guess it's a chance for both managers to be able to put out sort of sides of fringe players and giving players a chance to say, look at me for a contract over the summer.
I think anybody that knows me, that I'll be picking a team that I think can win the game. I won't just hand out minutes to players just for the sake of it. It will be players that I think can win as the game. I want to win. I want to go out with a win. The players want to go out with a win. So yeah, it will be. It's a weird fixture. They're relegated. We're promoted. But it doesn't matter. I think I said my first press conference of the season, whether we're playing on a car park, the top of a mountain, on whatever surface, whatever we're playing, 3-a-side, 5-a-side, tiddlywinks, we want to win every competitive battle we go into, and Saturday will be no different.
When you look at next season, I think fans would like to know, are you going to try and get a nice big pre-season friendly? But I know, talking to you pre-season last year, you weren't that keen on getting a side down that's going to batter your boys, because that would be effectively fruitless in a way.
Of course, we'd all like Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, West Ham. We'd all love them to come and play us, but in all reality, they're not going to. These teams now go abroad. They earn millions of pounds by going abroad to do pre-season, Malaysia, wherever it is. Unless you have an unbelievably close connection with someone, you're not getting that game. We have to be excuse me, we have to be looking local. Exeter, Plymouth, Torquay, Bristol Rovers. They're more realistic fixtures for us.
Going forward then into next season, have you spoken to any players outside of the club about next season yet?
No.
So it's still, let's get this season out of the way.
No, we need to give the owner a chance to get the finances, in line as to what we're going to do, in terms of what money we've got to use to try and help this really good squad that we've got.
Where would you like to think that this current squad of players that you've got would have done in the National League itself this season? Because I certainly, from watching you all season, would certainly have not had you down at the bottom.
I think we'd have been. I don't think we'd have got relegated. But you look at the teams that got promoted from the south last year. One's got Ebbsfleet just about safe. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a game with Woking King?
And who was the other one?
Somebody else
that
down
got
there.
promoted?
Oxford City.
Oxford City relegated.
Yeah.
I think if you look, you have to strengthen, because I think there's a big jump between. And I said we have to be ruthless. We have to make sure that we improve. You have to improve. You know, but we have to make, more importantly, bring in the right characters.
Mark, you said at the start of the season you wanted to stick to that 2 point per game. You've hit that now with the 92 points tally. I mean, is that something you'll look to try and stick to next year? Do you still think that formula is the way to win a title?
Well, if we do that, we'll be in the EFL next season. But you can only do that if you've got a top squad, you know, for the league you're in. So, like I said, we need to improve our squad, and we need to give the boys we've got some help. So yeah, listen, if we got 2 points a game next season, we'll be doing cartwheels all the way up and down the M5, that is for sure, because we'd be back in the EFL.
I mean, as far as teams in the National League next season, obviously one that's familiar to you is Forest Green. Are you sort of having a look at those that are confirmed to be in the league next year? Or are you sort of having a look at, you know, teams that maybe in the playoffs but have a good chance of that you'll be facing?
Yeah, keep your eye on it. I think it's sad Forest Green fought so hard to get out of non-league. I think they were the longest serving members of the National League when they got promoted, and you know, looks like they've spent a massive amount of money over the last 2 years on their budget and have got relegated twice. So there'll be a lot of frustration and anger around that club, and they'll be desperate to bounce back, and they'll have a top budget for the level. So you know, I think straight away they would be the favourites for the league. Then it's between Sutton or Colchester. What we've been looking at is logistics. It is a heavily balanced southern sort of feel to the league next year, which is good for us in terms of travel. Looks like there could be 16, 17 southern based teams in it, which is great for us.
And just this Saturday will be Dover away, the final game of the season. More than likely it'll be the last time that a squad as the National League champions, National League South champions, will be together. How has the togetherness been in the squad this season? We
can't win a league without it being really tight, and they've been really tight all season. Even when we've had little blips, a couple of little blips along the way, they've remained tight together, and you know, and navigated it without too much trouble. So yeah, it's but that's life. That's the way it is. There has to be evolution, and like I say, that will happen at every club. Some will move on, some will stay, but the ones that move on leave with a promotion or a championship on the CV, and it gives them an opportunity, or a better opportunity to get a better club next year.